Hello, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is February 2026 horoscope, and we're going to go through a month together that could quite significantly up-level your finances. There's going to be some surprises connected to your sense of career, home, or identity that could shock you, but it also could be quite positive, and it may involve some expansion or change in your home with what you do in the home or where you actually decide to home yourself. So welcome to the channel if you're new, and if you're one of my 7,200 new subscribers in the last 28 days, wow, welcome. I hope you enjoy this kind of astrology. In today's video, of course, we're going to help you time your best month and help you. And I am Lori Lothian. I hope I said that. But if you want to time your best year, which is 2026, you might really enjoy my 2026 individual signs and all signs bundle, either one, still on sale at the December sale price below. And it helps you navigate the year ahead with the major stories for your sign rather than a personal reading with me, which I'm really not doing much at all anymore. I'm writing a book and stuff. You get my best guidance for your sign. Which is why it's nice to get the bundle, Sun, Moon, and Rising. You can listen to all three and share with friends and family. And so check it out below in the description box. Any intermediate astrologers out there who would like to learn how to time your best life using, I call my Divine Timing Masterclass, 4 weeks of lessons, coaching calls as well. That class is not if you're a beginner, but it's going to likely be taught in April. So I'd love to see you there. Let me know if you want to sign up, but don't sign up if you've never done astrology before. This is not for a beginner level class. It's live. It's with me. It's all of that. Let's get going. Let's get talking. I'm an Aquarius rising, but let's talk about the difference between rising, sun, and moon. Your sun sign, which matures and blossoms a lot better after the age of like roughly 43 to 45, that's where you begin to feel like the energy of becoming more solar. Although often in the first 6-7 years of our life, we actually activate the solar energy, and it's your spiritual essence. It's your divine spark. It's your spirit. It's a part of you that is connected to the divine. It's your truer self. And then you have your rising sign, and that's like your simulation avatar. The soul is shining through the character. So I'm Spock like Aquarius, right? And my Aries fire shines through my Aquarian Spock-like nature. And so therefore, I don't want you to think that it's unimportant to pay attention to your ascendant or your rising sign based on your time of birth, because that is often very circumstantially sensitive, but it is your game player avatar or the character in the movie, whereas the sun is the game player itself or like the actor who plays the role. When you're listening for your sun, you'll often find it activates career matters as well, career and purpose, where the moon sign is how you think and feel about life, but also will activate home-based matters. So I always tell you guys I have my moon in Aries, and then every time there's an eclipse there, every 18 years, well, every 9 years actually, but a specific North Node eclipse every 18 years, I move my home. Predictable as all F, right? Eclipse of moon, eclipse of home. So that's the basics. Let's get going. I'm going to show you the chart so that you can follow along as we turn the wheel for the month ahead. We're going to go week by week. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I would appreciate that. It does help the channel tremendously. And for all of those of you who have liked and subscribed in the last month, thank you for being here. I do appreciate you. All right. So here's our sky. When you come into a live premiere with me or any astrologer and it's not timestamped because you can't activate it's timestamps till after premieres, you'll see this is the glyph for Aquarius, the water bearer, which is an air sign, by the way. So just look to the 9 a.m. position for this glyph, and then you'll know we're on Aquarius. Now, when we start off this month, fellow Aquarians, you're going to say to yourself, wow, this has been intense. Why? Because this energy of a stellium, 5 planets in your sign, and the moon will be there as well in late February, but it is going to be for you something along the lines of what the heck is going on with my Aquarius sun, my career and purpose stories. Aquarius moon, my home, nest, and home life. Aquarius rising, your character in the simulation is under a very big intensity. It could look like a redefinition of self, a realignment, a redirection of self in the character's role in this world. Now, you had the same kind of stellium with Mars, Venus, Mercury, Sun back in the same time of year, January, February of 1994. So if you go back and remember 1994, which I remember very, very well, I quit my reporting job at a newspaper. And I moved into a whole new career in the wake of that. So completely different field of endeavor. So the identity, I am Lori, a reporter, became I am Lori, a psychic medium. I know, it's crazy. So you're going to have some kind of identity shift here, basically, or career shift for the suns, or home shift for the moons in Aquarius. And this energy is proceeding, moving into February. It started to really heat up on the 23rd of January when Mars entered this part of the sky. And then it's taking you into February. You're operating from this rare stellium energy, really helping to define and redefine who you are, especially around voice, vocation, calling, and purpose because of Saturn's placement. How do you want to make money? What is your purpose? How do you want to express in the world? Now let's move into the next story. Let's move into February. We're going to do February 1st to the 7th. And the first thing you'll notice is a full moon in your 7th house of committed long-term love, audience, marketplace, clients, and sometimes business partnerships. When there's a full moon here, there's a flashlight in your 7th house. It will help you see what you need to see in that area of your life. But it also seed planted late July, early August, mid-August, you planted a seed on the new moon in your 7th house. So you've already got this intentional shift regarding committed long-term love, for instance. So if I think about me in July, August, I did a namaste to my boyfriend of 2.5 years, my partner of 2.5 years, and we decided to call it quits and become friends. That's an example, right? New moon planted a seed to make me single. Maybe a full moon could fill up my house and I'll meet someone new. When? Well, the full moon is on February 1st, but it will unfold over 2 weeks. Pay attention to the first 2 weeks after the full moon for clues that this might be true, but also pay attention to the 6 months that unfold. For single Aquarius, as you might meet somebody in the 6 months that follows this. And it's an intense moon because it precedes the eclipse here in August. Yes, there will be a total eclipse, total solar eclipse here on August the 12th. Yes, at 20 degrees of Leo. So talk about like this piece of your sky with fated, destined turning points in relationship is a big deal. It's also going to reorient this moon could reorient your approach to business alliances or the way you reach out to an audience, a marketplace, clients, because it's those others that are 10th from your 10th and it represents the public to your 10th house of career. And you might be fulfilling and ending and completing certain ways of interacting with those folks in order to open up new ones. For me, I'll probably do no more readings at all. I mean, I still linger with my Patreon community. I know people love it, but I got a book or two to write. Now, if you're going to, so you just think of it your same way, how would you like to change your approach to the 7th house? As we move into the next story, and we move past that lunation, we're going to talk about Uranus, the planet of unexpected change, moving into direct motion on February the 4th. You're not going to feel it as just an event on a day. About 3 or 4 days before and after, we have a very stationary energy, a very slow moving planet grinding to a turnaround. So you're going to notice the February 4th energy pretty well, like 2 or 3 days before and after February 4th, as Uranus in your 4th house gets ready to exit on April 26th. If you have been in one home and haven't moved at all, then you've had disruptions in your home because this is like unexpected lightning strikes, change disruptions in the house of home and where you live since 2018 May. Some of you, like me, this represented getting into the internet and digital world in 2018 with my YouTube channel, right? And that's when I started doing stuff online like that. It could also represent disruptions in the home itself, unexpected events with people with whom you live. And it may also, just like me, I've moved to several homes since 2018. I've been very nomadic and unstable in my domicile. So you guys are ending that. And also I may have given you big insights, downloads about your childhood. And it's a feature of spiritual awakening. And you may have had spiritual awakenings in the moksha of 4th house, breaking free of your egoic self, etc. Now, this placement is about to leave, right, on the 26th of April. But it means that between the February 4th turnaround and the 26th of April, you're moving in a direction that is the last finale, the grand finale. I'll be doing a deep dive video onto that. So please, because it's important, hit that like button, but also hit the notification bell. You don't want to miss that particular video. It's on a wealth star and a decapitation star. Both are true. It's called Algol. And this star that will be here where the turnaround is happening, like can lead to a very intense event with somebody in your family of origin, mom, dad, siblings, people you grew up with, that kind of thing. I just have to call it when I see it. And there may be some kind of like really intense, decapitation, meaning someone loses their head in your family of origin. I mean, big intensity in the life of one of your family members that you grew up with in the same household, that kind of thing. The energy here is the house of the mother, some disruptions maybe in the life of your mom or parents in general. The Uranus algal energy, though, here in this part of the sky is ruled by Venus, who is in your sign and bonifying, protecting, and trying to open up good things for you. So in this regard, I think with Venus's eyeballs on it, it won't be so bad. We'll get to that later. We'll talk more about it. And it's possible that you may have an unexpected grand finale surprise around an opportunity to change your home or residence. This is the kind of chart that could offer a move that comes out of left field. It may be a rental move with Jupiter's position, or it could be a purchase move with Mercury's position, mortgaging, buying, selling, purchasing. Whatever it is, you could open up a door for your ability to move. And you might even come into some unexpected money or a windfall that allows for this to happen. So for some of you, there may be the opening for an unexpected relocation coming up the first week of February, but this energy could last as this unexpected opportunity all the way through until about, for a move, right? All the way through till about when Venus leaves Aquarius, until February 10th. So if there's going to be a lightning bolt strike, it may be before February 10th that you see this opportunity emerging. And Mercury could say, I'll give you a little longer. Mercury, what a guy. He'll say, I can give you the opportunity for the unexpected move all the way through to mid-April. So it's a bit of a long game story for you as well. Both Mercury and Venus can bring the move, and both of them say, well, it could be a little longer than you think. All right. So, but you're going to have potentially an unexpected, surprising, and somewhat positive relocation opportunity. Now, as we move forward and we pass the February 4th storyline, we're going to talk about the February the 5th. Next day, Mercury is in the square to Uranus. Now, Mercury is simply information and Mercury is simply news. Okay. And so basically Mercury says on the 5th, okay, here comes the text, here comes the email, here comes the conversation. But you're got Mercury in your sign, so you may initiate. You may be the one who reaches out to the rental property agency for, an application. You might be the one who finds a property on the market and begins to consider a purchase opportunity. This can also be purchasing a property connected to childhood. So in your hometown and your homeland and a place that's familiar to you from childhood, or it could be some surprises like that. So this is coming through on February the 5th. And you might give it a day or two on either side for this information news to intersect you in some surprising and probably positive way. You should feel a sense of optimism or delight and luck because of Venus bonifying Mercury. When we move, and it could just be some surprises around people who live with you. Say you have cohabitational life or family in the home. Somebody in the home is going to have a surprise of some sort. Right? No big deal. Could be a money surprise also from someone you're living with, and they have a somewhat positive financial surprise as well. Now, Mercury will move into Pisces on February the 6th, which is a very big deal. And it goes back to 2019, around this time of year, February, March, April, and also 2020, February, March, April, when Mercury was in an elemental water year and spent this much time in water signs because he will retrograde. So as he enters into Pisces on February the 6th, it's on the 6th, just so you know, he will be here till April 15th, and he will retrograde in the month of February on the 26th until March 20th. All of that means you've got a lot of financial focus, right? This can be your voice. This can be speaking. You do a lot of speaking. This could be your face and your appearance facially. And this could be negotiating around earnings and resources and money. This could be also a lot of thinking about changing dietary styles, but more or less it's Mercury rules commerce, and this is a money house. So your money house has Mercury in there. Now, when he's here and he's in debility, so he doesn't have a lot of fine print details, you need to ask people to double check, the paperwork, or really ask people if your financial world domination plans are reasonable and likely to succeed. But you're doing a lot of thinking ideating or communicating about money. When he's here, he's good for commercial success, selling things, but he's also good for buying things. And there may be some things that you wish to purchase while he moves through your second house. And in your chart, anything you wish to purchase courtesy of Mercury's like 2.5 months stay here may translate to some degree around things you want to purchase that bring you pleasure, joy, or that are needed for creative artistic expression or entrepreneurial business needs. Okay, that's what the kinds of things that he would try to get for you based on the fifth house storyline. Let me also say, I'm going to take this off because I don't know why I have the midheaven in here. You might notice that you're quite capable here of being very financially supportive of a romantic love partner or a child, because you're going to wonder if that you want to translate money to the hands of children or to the hands of a romantic relationship partner or something like that. When Mercury's here, though, I will say that buying, selling, marketing, and speaking are highlighted until mid-April. Nothing wrong with that. It opens up doors of golden opportunity with Lord Jupiter for financial success through work and job and career matters. So yes, it's a nice window of time for you financially in the work career space. If you're not working and you're retired, then still you can possess more financial wellness in some way that you didn't anticipate, or be doing a lot of communicating and speaking as well. And when we move on to February the 7th to the 14th, we're going to address the second week of the month. And on the 17th to the 14th, the first thing is Venus next will square Uranus. So we had the square from Mercury on the 5th, and now on the 8th, it's Venus's turn. Venus is benefic. She's a good girl. She brings good things. February 8th, give it a day or two before and after, and you'll see a surprise, and it will be financial or about a surprise opportunity to travel internationally, far from home, a surprise opportunity to change your home to a more beautiful and fortunate home, a surprise opportunity to win at a legal contract, court case, or even some success that surprises you regarding book publishing and writing matters. But whatever this is, it's just like a short blip of light, of a thunderbolt 1 day or 2 days around February 8th with a positive surprise of some kind. I know it's a square, but squares with Venus and Jupiter still bring positive developments for the most part. With Saturn in the money house ruling Venus, it could very much be also a financial surprise connected to things that are fourth house. What do you do in and from the home? This can be going viral on the internet, for example. This could be unexpected financial surprises that allow for a change of home or purchase of a home, unexpected opportunities to sell a home and cash in. But anyway, surprise, it's coming your way courtesy of Venus and Saturn. And let me know how that goes down for you. When we talk about love and romance for single Aquarians, all through this Venus transit through Aquarius, which lasts until February 10th, you are actually quite attractive to people. People like you, and you feel like charming and persuasive and charismatic to other people. And so your charm offensive is on the height of its way of being. And there could be some unexpected surprises just because you're being that charismatic way of being and more charming and more likable, and it could lead to some financial surprise as well, just because of your deportment. All right. You're really, really nice to people during this transit. So funny. Yeah. So then Venus is going to move into Pisces, joining Mercury. And you can see that happening right here on February 10th. She'll be here until March the 6th, and Mercury will be here, as I said, to April 15th. These are two combinations in the second house that make for really good financial outcomes. Okay. Venus is exalting your income, earned monies, resources, pocketbook, wallet. She's also exalting your face, meaning it's a good time for like new makeup, makeovers, makeup, maybe new hair if you want, new things to do with your veneers, your teeth, your nose. Some people would use this transit for facial rejuvenation, beautifying your face through cosmetic procedures. I don't do that, but you might do that. With Saturn here with Venus, there's a structure and a form that wants to be had to do with the money that she exalts for you. And he's still going to be here, Lord Saturn, until the 26th of January. So in that time frame of her entrance, until the 14th of February. So from February 10th to February 14th, you're in a tiny little window. Lasting beauty, enduring love, finances that go the distance, new structures around exalted money. So it's a good time to work on new money structures, accounting structures, tax structures. It's a good time on the 10th to the 14th to get that facial procedure, because Saturn will mean that it works, it lasts, it's worth the effort to get that done to whatever you're doing with your face. So I probably need a little filling because I had a chip in my tooth, and I'll probably try to coordinate it for the house of the mouth, right? So that the guy does a good job in the filling, but it's not it's in the back of my mouth. So it's not going to actually do anything to do with my appearance. So no big deal. But you could use it for cosmetic and any oral or dental procedures as well, as facial rejuvenation, as they say. Okay. But your money should look good on you, and it should be a nice glow up financially. There's no doubt about it. February 6th to the 26th. Oh, I'm sorry. February 10th to March the 6th. Your speech can be eloquent, spiritual, inspiring, higher level, kind of talking, speaking energy here, just so you know. And if you speak for a living like me, then you might get invited to speak on other people's shows. Opportunities can emerge. You might be more out in the world speaking in some way, even if it's just in front of the boardroom. Now, as we go forward, we'll see on February the 11th and 12th, we'll see that Mercury will bump into the North Node of Destiny. And here it's pretty exact on February 12th. So give it a day or two before and after, and ask yourself what wants to have a volume up around financial, worldly success and increase. With Mercury, the god of commerce, but also the god of publishing. That includes books or maybe Substack or blogs, who knows, publishing something that's written with the Libra library symbol. That could be some real good worldly success financially, right? Connected to entrepreneurship, creative projects, your fifth house, connected to your children in some way. So there's a nice little intensification and volume up on matters that Mercury is in charge of in a money house. So there's a nice little perk there for you. And fame and worldly success are Rahu stories, and Venus is a little bit of a celebrity herself. So there could be like for some people, a real escalation of recognition for something you're saying, or something vocational and something connected to your work. One more thing about it, Mercury is definitely the messenger, and it's in a house of speech. So you might have some intense, destined, fated conversations that are game-changing around the 12th. So pay attention to the phone calls or the real-life conversations that you're having. It's important to note what is being said on February 12th. It has a fated and destined element to it, and you can't disqualify that. It's important. Could bring you a sudden surge of money from borderless income, digital revenue, PayPal, Stripe, or from foreign people, foreign places, and foreign companies as well. And then we're going to talk about on February the 13th, 14th, time zone dependent, we're still in week 2, Saturn will slide over the boundary line and finally enter Aries, and it's a big deal. Why? Because he only goes through Aries every 30 years. Last time was 1996. Technically, I always forget, but it was April of 96, I think, to February of 99, memory serves me, that we saw this transit of Saturn in your third house. It's different because of Neptune and Chiron, but Neptune being here, Saturn here is like, okay, we're going to give you form and structure regarding writing, teaching, communicating, learning, short distance travel. We're going to offer that to you. So Saturn in a disciplined, perseverant, long game, 3-year plan. Okay, so I was an Aquarius rising. What happened to me in 1996 to 1999 is I started writing. I had a column for a local New Age magazine, and I started teaching, and my class was called Awakening the Gypsy Within. This is a house of media. I was on an NBC affiliate show in Baltimore. I was with some famous people, actually, Judith Orloff. I was on the BBC documentary doing a remote viewing. I was written about twice by the Baltimore Sun. So I got all this media exposure, right? So you can say, how is it going to feel like 96 to 99 all over again? It could also be that there's a sense of wanting to consolidate or structure something connected to your local environment. Saturn is funny here because he's in a sign of youth, but he's also connected to the sage-like old wise man and woman. But it could indicate that you want to be in a neighborhood that involves more mature or more wise or more, masterful type folk. It could indicate a kind of quality of the neighborhood in which you wish to reside. Saturn represents the old neighborhood, right? The old, like the tradition, the antique furniture. And so you might pioneer into an older neighborhood. You might venture like Aries into a new neighborhood that is more traditional or older. You know what I mean? Cities have older neighborhoods. Well, let's continue on. We're not going to belabor that, but I'll say one thing. You ain't seen nothing yet in a certain way. You had that Saturn transit moving through your second house, where he was traveling, since 2023 March. And that helped you structure your money, save your money, conserve your money, be conservative with your spending. Okay. You worked hard for your money. That was 23 to March. Tell me about it until now, until February 14th. But the funny thing is, because if you did discipline yourself and work hard and structure your finances, I incorporated, then when Saturn goes into your third house, he sextiles you. And now things feel much better. All that hard work will start to pay off. It's like he can give you the gains of that structuring in a new way. And this is, again, writing, teaching, traveling, communicating, selling, and marketing. And Saturn can deliver more financial success than you even had in the last 3 years, if that makes any sense, whether you work for yourself or you work for someone else. Now, as we move out of that story, because I'll be doing a deep dive video into Saturn's ingress into Aries, so stay tuned for that. The next thing I want you to be aware of, please, is that the 14th to the 21st of the month. Okay, we're going to do 14th to the 21st of the month. Involves good news. The good news starts off on the roughly the 16th, when Mercury trines Jupiter. Now, just before that, just as we get ready for that, the Sun first will square Uranus. Just like Venus and Mercury have already done, it's the Sun's turn. Sun is the ruler of Leo. This is a house of business partnerships, audience, and significant relationship partners. There's no two ways about it. Those things are going to activate as this square occurs, and there's going to be something very intense. There could be a major shift in location, moving, things to do with audience and marketplace, digital realm, online world. Solar energy also is connected to your house of writing, teaching, communicating, marketing, selling, and the social media landscape, and just general media, all media in the third house, because the Sun exalts your third house. So those areas of your chart suddenly light up, and the Sun square Uranus means shocking, sudden, blinding, exciting, exhilarating, change, opportunity, disruption. I don't know what it is. So we're going to see what it is when it happens. No, I can't guarantee you it's good or bad. I do know that Saturn's directing the Sun from the third house of social media in a sign that the Sun exalts. So it could definitely hit you as a big, electric current in travel opportunity, away from home, social media, writing, communicating. Siblings belong here as a category, just siblings in general, not a particular sibling. And there could be some intensity around a sibling story as well at the very same time. Maybe an unexpected opportunity to travel, though I see that as well. So travel opportunities can emerge connected to siblings, or maybe things connected to your career as well. As we go forward, and we talked about the good news, Mercury is information and news and ideas, and Jupiter is good. Mr. Jupiter in your sixth house of health and work, and pets and tenancy agreements and debts, and Mercury in your second house of speech and money and resources. Like, for example, it could just be good news about a health matter connected to your face or teeth, or it could be something really important to do with a new dietary habit or style that's going to increase your health. And it's going to feel really good that you figured it out. Like, oh my God, I never knew I was allergic to that. And someone was telling me the other day about a tennis player that had an allergy to gluten. No one knew why he was getting huffy and puffy on the court. So you could find out like a key to help better health, an information key. But also, this is a money house, guys. No two ways about it, right? Money, earnings, resources, earned income. And this is Jupiter in the house of work. So something is going to be offered, information, news, opportunity, offer, communications that could open up a door for like a golden financial career opportunity. Just get the fine print checked out by somebody because of Mercury being little, I always say his water goggles for swimming are fogged up in this Pisces sea. He's not seeing as clearly as he could in his stability in the Sea of Pisces, but it still looks like a very nice positive breakthrough. And Jupiter retrograde probably means people from the past. It could be bosses, employees, coworkers from the past, career and job and work opportunities from the past coming back to you and bringing you a golden opportunity and good news on the 16th and 17th of the month. 16th and 17th of the month. And then we move into the solar eclipse on the 17th at 28 degrees of Aquarius. Now, this is your destiny portal. I think I forgot to say that in the intro. This is your destiny portal. Did I even describe anything to you? I did. Okay. So you are Aquarius. You haven't had eclipses through your sign in the same manner since 2008, 2009, or 1989 to 1991. And the eclipses, I believe, let me take a look at the dates on my chart. I always forget, it's mental brain. Yeah, so it would have been, and we go back way back in time. It would have been August of 89, all right, until July of 91 that these eclipses were rolling through your chart. So this is going to feel a lot like the same kind of eclipse that happened around the same time, February or so of 2009. So in February or January, February 2009, probably February, there would have been an eclipse. It would have happened in your sign. And it would have probably felt like, okay, something here is trying to happen that wants to change my Aquarius rising identity in a radical way, in a radical new way. North Node eclipse means expand your identity, grow a bigger sense of self, a larger footprint on the world. It can also indicate more worldly success personally arriving for you. And it really does activate the romance and long-term love of committed love houses, both of them. And therefore, new long-term committed love stories can come in the doorway for you. So I always talk about in 2008, I met my second husband, right? And by end of 2009, we committed together to be a relationship. And by 2010, we moved in together. So you're going to see something similar, something of that magnitude likely emerging for single Aquarians. Similarly, if you're in an unhappy relationship that isn't working for you, you could end it, or it could be ending, right? Either one is possible. This eclipse and we'll be doing a deep dive into this eclipse on my channel, closer to the eclipse. If you look at it from the perspective of an eclipse in your sign at 28 degrees, of course, 28 degrees means at 25 to 29 degrees, say Aquarius, sun, moon, and rising, feel it more strongly. Your moon, you could be eclipsing your home and moving to another home. Aquarius sun could eclipse your career path and change it, but Aquarius rising, your whole identity is changing. And it can involve a change of home, change of career, change of relationship status. But as this eclipse is happening at 28 degrees, and it's going to, open up a portal of change, a destiny portal, it's also being activated by a North Node still in your second house, a portal of destiny change that impacts your Artha houses. So it's going to change your income, earned resources, like the way you make money, your job description, your career path. It's really opening up a change in career earnings and money through a change of identity in some fundamental way. And for you lunar types, the Aquarius moon could be a change of home. It's commensurate with a change of career or work path as well. Now, we're going to move past that because, that's a deeper dive video and I don't want to spend forever on it. Just know when an eclipse occurs, it doesn't mean something on the day of. It could. It means up to 6 weeks beforehand. So you're already feeling it, and up to 6 months after. Although it could even be a year later within a solar eclipse, but up to 6 months after, the change begins to roll out. A river of destined change begins to unfold. Okay, there's what you got. Moving past the solar eclipse on the 17th, on the day of the eclipse as well, you'll notice that Venus now, like Mercury, is already done joins with the North Node of worldly success in a money house, in an earnings house, in a speaking house. It activates with the Jupiter flow, a huge glow up towards your energies of success in your money, work, and career. Your finances are improving. Your job is improving. If you have employees, they're doing a great job for you. If you're employed, you're getting loved up by the boss. This thing is just like, what a beautiful story. We haven't seen the North Node in Pisces trining Jupiter like this since 1894. So I have to remind you how rare that is. Moving on. Yeah, good. You could say good financial increase with good news as well. And that's around February 17th. And that's more precisely around that day, a day or two on either side. On the 20th of February, Saturn will move into a conjunction with Neptune that's pretty exact. And that has happened, 1703 and also 6,000 years ago at the same degree. But it is an energy of a new beginning. And so I don't want you to focus on the 20th. You won't say anything about it. I swear you might have a good dream at night with Neptune. It is going to be a beginning of a 3-year story until April of 2028. That's when Saturn will leave his co-presence with Neptune in your third house. To make it simple, if you want to change your neighborhood, you're going to try to change your location of living, called the neighborhood, and make it something like Aries and as hot or warm or remote or pioneering or frontiering energies. You've never been there before. It's an adventure. Look at me go, right? And it could also be Saturnian, more old houses, more structured, more traditional, older neighborhoods or cities. And it also could connect to heat and warmer places, but also with, Aries is a ram, so think of where rams go, where do rams hang out? And also Neptune likes water, right? He likes the watery place. He's a sea god. And I don't know, guys, I tried to explain this to another sign. It could be a move for Capricorns. I think I talked about it. A move to a place that has water, but it's not necessarily shoreline. In my view, that won't be shoreline. That's Pisces. This is something else. You could be near water because Neptune will demand some water, but you might be a little bit, say, up high. Do rams climb, like they're sheep, right? And sheep climb up hills and cliffsides. So you might be on a hill or a cliff over some water in an adventurous new place. Okay, those are some thoughts I have. Now, as we move forward, that could be in the next 3 years, there's a relocation there. And also Saturn gives form and structure. Neptune gives vision and imagination to your writing, to your communicating. This is perfect for people who want to write anything. And Saturn likes to write anything at all, but he tends to word like autobiographical stuff or historical. But in this case with Neptune, it could be fantastical. So it's good for structuring your time in order to write anything. And fiction and fantastical stories are Neptunian. So imaginal realms, fantasy, magical realism, and structure and form and writing. Okay. And writing about things you have mastery, knowledge, and wisdom. Okay. Moving forward. And you could write about enlightenment because Saturn rules your 5th house, your 12th house. And you can write about things that are personal to your story, your narrative, your life story. Now, I'm going to dive into this so much more deeper. This is an overview moving forward. As we go to the next storyline, we're going to get out of this particular narrative and we're going to talk about the 22nd to the end of the month. And the first thing to pay attention to is Venus will trine Jupiter. Now, Venus is a benefic, Jupiter is a benefic. It gets even freaking better. There's going to be an exalted moon. I want you to take a look at what I'm going to show you, and you tell me what rainbows and unicorns you're looking for. It's just a day in the life of when the moon helps out, but it is on February 22nd that Venus will flow to Jupiter at 15 degrees, and they're moving toward each other because he's retrograde. And I'm in the wrong sign because of the precession of the chart, so give me a minute. And so your money in Venus, exalting it, or your physical facial appearance, flowing to Jupiter, in the house of job, earnings, the work day, the work you do, or the health you want to have, which is all good for that. And then an exalted moon in the middle. And that creates a beautiful mini grand trine, a mini triangle. The moon will turn into the 15-degree mark on the 22nd. So February 22nd, it could be something beautiful with an exalted moon here to do with the work you're doing, the moon's temple, leading to a surprise financially in and from the home. But because the moon represents domicile, I keep hinting at some opportunities for an unexpected relocation. Could be a rental property opportunity, or it could also be a purchase opportunity. It could also be coming into some money that allows for that and being surprised, including kind of winning money and or a windfall around February the 22nd. But whatever this day is, you're going to like it. The exalted moon makes everything really intense with Uranus, but it's in the home, it's in the nest, it's connected to property, land, homeland, hometown, where you grew up, childhood stuff, surprises, positive, because you keep getting surprise energy here, unexpected. And it could impact your bottom line, your pocketbook, your wallet, Jupiter, luck, Mercury there ruling the house of good fortune and winning money, Jupiter ruling your house of windfalls, all said and done. It looks like a nice day. I would go the 21st, 22nd, 23rd probably, but if you want the exalted moon, I think we need to move into the 22nd, okay, for this to be the most golden rainbow and unicorn thing I've seen in a very long time. Oh, I didn't mean to stop the share. I meant to stop the goodness gracious. That's not what I wanted to do. Am I still sharing? No. Okay. What I wanted to do was share this without the drawings all over it. Oh, good. I got rid of them. Okay. So there's your golden day. Your rainbow and unicorns are on the 22nd, which is a Sunday, I believe, in my time zone. Oh, on February the 25th to the 28th, it's tough times ahead. Mars squares Uranus. This is for the world, not a good thing. Look for things that are explosive. But for each of us, the 25th to the 28th in our personal lives, this is a forced square, right? February 5th was Mercury square Uranus for unexpected. February 8th, it was Venus. February 15th, 16th, it was the sun. And here we have Mars on the 25th to the 28th, making a unexpected event happen. Uh-oh. Sorry, guys. I do apologize for my brain. So on this time frame, you'll see that Mars, 26 degrees, 27. So on the 26th, 27th is becoming most intense. And it could look like a decision because you got the chainsaw in your hand. Only other dark side of this is an accident in the home. Like, do not do risky behaviors where you could injure yourself in the home. There's no way about it. It could be shoulder, neck, be careful, right? And Mars could injure your body. And as Aquarius here, that could also take you into challenges with your legs or ankles, right? So you do not want to cause injury to your body. Be careful. No risky maneuvers in the kitchen. No standing on ladders or chairs that are wobbly. So this is where I'm going to say careful around in your home, injuring yourself. 25th to the 28th. Now, you don't have to do that. That's totally that's avoidable. But Mars here is you being aggressive and decisive and wanting to take action and make decisions and maybe cut, sever, and end anything that doesn't work for you right now in your life. And you might shock the world or your family of origin or people close to you in your neighborhood or home by a decision you're going to make that is surprising people. Or you're going to make a decision based on an unexpected situation that demands urgent action and decision-making, right? In an intense way. I do not know why. I have no idea what it could be. I'm looking forward to finding out. I will not stand on a chair without being careful. All right. That's my guidance for us. Okay. Then we talk about the 27th when the sun hits the north node, like Venus already did on the 17th, and like Mercury already did as well, way back in the day, on the 11th, 12th. So now it's time for the sun to do the same thing. So this could be a very exciting conversation with a potential long-term committed love partner. This could be an opportunity professionally connected to audience marketplace and speaking. So this could get you a speaking contract or a gig. The sun could also open up an opportunity for a business contract, business agreement, or professional contract showing up on your doorstep. And the sun is in the house of speech. So you would speak to solar energies of the seventh house audience marketplace, but the sun exalts your writing house as well. And so you may have a financial opportunity connected to teaching and writing, marketing, selling, and maybe even learning, but most likely the former. Okay. Unexpected opportunity connected to a significant relationship partner to travel. Likely travel a shorter distance, but with Venus there, it could also take you internationally. Okay, so then we move on to the last, and it's very destined and fated. And you can see all of this is increasing your financial wellness here, right? Then we move on to the next story, which is on February 28th, Venus and Mercury collide, and that's positive. Why? Because they're going to meet each other in a one-off because of Mercury retrograde. It's a one-off. And there's good news. Basically, it means good news. And the good news information is about money. This story keeps lingering, right? Good money, a golden opportunity to speak professionally, a golden career advancement job, get a raise, get a promotion, get the new job, apply for it, win the contest to get the best position in the company, something like that. And, just so you know, Mars will leave your first house, which is great if you don't want to injure yourself. He will finally get his bum out of there on March the 2nd, right? And then he'll join the money-making stellium, right? And this is going to be a lot of passion, drive, and intensity around your financial increase through earnings with a bonification from Venus. So I like the earnings story for you from March the 2nd until March the 6th, when Venus and Mars are together here. All right, so there we have it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, check out my Substack, where I talk about world astrology without worrying about being demonetized or deplatformed. And I do write weekly world astrology articles. It's free. Don't forget to check out other stuff I do. Like I'm on Patreon, where I teach classes, and I love my Patreon community. We have small group meetings, and we also have our join button here on my members only community. Check that out. We do live streams here, and I also put out content that doesn't go anywhere else. Although eventually most of my members' content goes to Patreon after you guys get it on this join button, but it's cheaper here. It's only $3.50, but you also are missing perks that I give Patreon, like early access, ad-free content from all of my videos here. So try me out here. And if you want to get to know me better, you can upgrade to Patreon. Check it out in my description box. Thanks, guys. Ciao, ciao.